Should I take drawing courses when I am a beginner in arts? That's a question that I've heard many times, and I think that taking a good drawing course as a beginner in art is a really, really good idea. And I'm speaking from experience here because I've been crazy about making art for all my life, and I've been taking many art courses all the way back since I was around 15, 14, I think. That's when I took my first art course. I was very, very lucky there. Um, bumping into a watercolor course with a very professional watercolorist lady. But drawing was really one of my big loves, and something that I had done much earlier than painting, but I had never really taken any course in drawing. And you might think that sounds like very early, but I struggled for many, many, many years with getting things right with my drawing. I've been like reading so many books about drawing, and I kept reading books about drawing. I even started to be lucky enough to be in some art schools, but everyone was kind of having their hands on their back when it came to showing how to do any drawing techniques. So that was very bewildering. And for many, many years, even when I got into my more professional years in my art journey with all of it, including drawing and so on and so forth, I lacked from having a teacher that was actually willing to show me how to draw. That could have many, many, many reasons. I suspect that one of the main reasons probably was, and still is when this happens, is that the teacher, however skilled he or she is in many, many things, is fumbling with drawing, just as I was. And I was for many, many years. Even when I got relatively good at drawing, I still was like acutely aware about what I did not know about drawing and what I did not understand about drawing. So that was some raw and painful, what can I say, perceptions I had there about my abilities. But then actually, at some point in my journey, I was lucky enough to have a teacher that actually knew both how to do the core skills of drawing, because they really exist and they are learnable. You can learn them, and once you learn them, it just makes everything so much easier and kind of click into place. So that happened relatively late in my long search for good art techniques. As I told you, I started my first art course when I was a teenager. I think I was 14, because I must have been in 7th grade. And later, when I was around 16, I actually joined a drawing course for years where we did life drawing. But the teacher, he had his hands strapped to his back the whole way through. All there was to it was the environment. We had the model to draw, and he was walking around looking at what we did. I was like, yeah, cha, yo, yeah, as we say in Danish. But he never really taught us anything. And I learned from those years to just, do things anyway and trust the process. But later, when I was around 2022, for the first time, I had a drawing teacher who actually showed me hands-on how to do some specific things in drawing. And from there, things really started to take off. So I really recommend, yes, to invest some time in training with a drawing teacher that knows how to draw and that actually knows how to articulate those skills, those techniques, because drawing is a sliding scale. On the one end of the scale, it's very technical, it's very learnable, it's very practical and applicable. And then on the other end of the scale, of course, there's all the more expressive sides of drawing. And these two ties together so beautifully when you know how to do both. When you know how to do the basic drawing skills, that is in my vocabulary, how to securely render forms, contours, and value. Within the concept of value is also light and shade, but it's more complex than that. But you really need some kind of initiation to that. Books are amazing, but still shots of a hand drawing, it's just never going to show you how to actually do the flow of doing these things with however much instruction there is in them. And I love drawing books. I really, really do. I think I have more than 20 drawing books, and I have had many, many more. I love them all, but there's nothing like having someone to show you how you do this. It can be in the physical world or it can be online. Online teaching, in my mind, has revolutionized the availability of teachers showing you things hands-on. That's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about online teaching, both online drawing teaching and online painting teaching. As you probably know, I both teach drawing and painting online. It's something I'm very passionate about, probably because I suffered for so many years from being in actual art teachings, art classes. Many of them here in Denmark, we are so lucky that we can have free education. Some educations are cleared for being government funded, and so they are free for the participant. And that's how I was so blessed to be in all this art teaching here in Denmark. So I'm really, really grateful for that. And it's my mission to pay that forward in a doable and affordable manner. So I teach both drawing and painting online, and I really think one of my motivations behind this was the amazing sense of relief once I got a teacher that actually showed me how to do the things. I was lucky to be shown how to paint early on, but it was only years later, and it was a slow curve with the drawing, probably because it's more technical in so many ways. So yes, as a beginner, should you take drawing courses? I think it's worth it. It's something you need to ask yourself for if you have the desire to do it. But drawing is so fun and joyful in so many ways. And once you have these aha moments and have been shown how to do this, and you can practice this on your own, nice and calm, that's going to seep into everything else you're doing. I'm doing a lot of painting these days, but I'm doing figurative painting. Everything I'm painting is standing on the solid platform. The blueprint behind it all is the drawing skills I've been so lucky to be able to acquire and practice. And I'm also teaching it, of course. So I really think it's worth investing time in drawing. Just draw, just get started, collect some materials and start drawing. But it really is a true blessing to be shown hands-on with moving physical instruction how to apply the skills of drawing, which in my vocabulary can be broken down to how to render and get to grips with forms, with contour work, and with value work. That's light and shade and the relative light and darkness of what you attempt to draw or paint. So that was one of the questions that I get a lot of times, and so these are my honest recommendations. It's definitely worth to invest time and effort in finding a good drawing teacher in the beginning of your art journey. And so I wish you great creative joy, and let's unfold your artist within.